So now we're going to move on to Wetherby Senior, and we're going to hear from Mr. David Lawrence. Wetherby, it's a school we're very close to, as well as City Boys. So David, over to you. Tell us all about Wetherby Seniors.
Thank you very much indeed, and hello everyone, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk at this. I think strictly heads meeting. I'm not the head; I'm one of the deputy heads, and it is my job to run admissions at Wetherby. I am going to share my screen and show you some slides, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to sort of test you on these, and I apologise if you feel that you have perhaps sat through rather a lot of Zoom meetings. Can I just check, Hilary, that my screen's showing properly?
Yes, we can see you.
Yeah, we can see your screen. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Can you see you can see the slideshow? Okay.
Yeah.
Right, thank you. So one of the things about Wetherby is that it's a relatively new school. We were founded in 2015, and of course, you know, with a new school, there come lots of opportunities and lots of challenges too. But I think the most exciting thing about working in a new school is the fact that you pass so many milestones, and I'll say something about that in due course and the impact that I think that has on the character of the school. But obviously, you know, life at Wetherby is about learning. It's about growth, and importantly, it's about making progress. The boys learn obviously a sense of academic rigor, but they also acquire a strong sense of community, of belonging to Wetherby. We heard about the importance of the value of kindness, and that's something that's very much a characteristic of Wetherby too. We derived our values together with the boys, and the values form a values wheel, and of course there are plenty of spokes to the wheel, but at the rim of the wheel are the three values of character, respect, and community. And if you think about those, they broadly focus on character, yourself, respect, understanding another person, and community, all of us together. And I think that's a really strong that's had a really strong impact at Wetherby, how quickly the school has become a school with a clear identity and a sense of itself. Of course, you know, in setting up the school, we were very keen to ensure that we gave the full range of educational experience that boys might get in much larger, much more established schools. And so we have a very strong co-curricular program and sports and so on. But I think one of the things about Wetherby, of course, is that perhaps, you know, we're able to offer that on a slightly smaller scale. And so it does mean that our community is one in which the boys feel that they are known as individuals. There's a very strong relationship between each individual boy and their form tutor, for instance, who will act as both their sort of pastoral mentor, but also their academic guide. And also, unusually, I think, for boys' schools, there's a very strong interaction between year groups. We have boys who work as peer mentors in year 12, for instance, who work with younger boys really effectively. And also our prefect group. Remember, one of the things about being a new school is that your prefects are the prefects for the first time. They are kind of leading the way and establishing the tone of how older boys and younger boys interact. And it's been fantastic to see that kind of connection between the two, year groups. In some of these images, we can see some of the older pupils. The boy on the right there is studying Morse currently at Warwick, and the boy on the left is at IE in Madrid at the business school. Those boys who started with us in 2015 came as pioneers, and they've gone on to do fantastically well. And I guess that is because, you know, one of the things about a new school is that there are lots of aspirations, there are lots of, you know, determined targets and so on. But the thing about milestones is they have to be met, and outcomes are really important. And that's one of the things about the school that I've enjoyed so much, is that we've been able to meet our milestones, to match our ambitions with outcomes. Of course, we look to develop the dispositions of the boys for the future, and as already been mentioned, you know, we don't know exactly, do we, precisely what the world of work will bring in the future, but we do know that key habits and behaviours, but also qualities of character are most likely to stand people in good stead in a changing world. And so it's important, I think, to understand that at Wetherby, yes, we encourage the boys to be robust in their ability to cope with a competitive world, but we don't have a spirit of competitiveness for the sake of it, which perhaps, you know, in certainly in the past, boys' schools have perhaps indulged in a bit. In terms of embracing modernity, we have also been at the forefront of two things, I think. One is that we were very early adopters of what is now Beyond Equality, the originally Good Lad scheme, to help boys to discover and understand what it means to be a young man in the modern world. And also that we have I think, one of the best welfare programs here, in that we have a wellbeing service that comprises both coaching for boys to help them cope with everyday things. It could be organisation, but it could also be how to make friends more readily, perhaps, how to cope with various aspects of growing up. But also we have a counselling service for when things actually require more support and more expertise, perhaps. Just as a note, this boy here in the image, he's currently at McGill in Canada, and you can see in terms of our destinations, in terms of where the boys go, we have had a really international reach. A lot of boys, of course, increasingly, as you've read in the press, are looking to study in North America, and we have a dedicated service to allow them to do that. And so, if you obviously, you know, you're wondering about the process for joining the school, we currently assess in Year 6, obviously, for 11 plus entry using the common pre-test. And we will have a number of, at the moment, virtual visitor events next term. I think the first one's on the 22nd of April. And if you would like to enroll for one of those next term, then please do contact the registrar, and Catherine will be able to book you into those. The headline date is that at the first weekend in October, we have, hopefully, our not virtual, but absolutely live open day. Thank you very much.